speed.
Welcome back, folks, to Super Smash Facts! And today we've got a hot topic. Except this one won't make you wear Pikachu hoodies.
Boo, you stink!
Today we trip into Super Smash Bros. Brawl, one of the most iconic and recognized Smash games of them all. And when I say iconic, I mean out of the many regular Joes you see on the street, this game is the most recognized. Regardless, Brawl is one of my favorite entries to the Smash series for many, many reasons. Since the game dropped, its content is some of the most well-understood information out of all the Smash games. This is primarily due to the ability to data mine the game, the time of its release, and ability to share findings on the web. With the internet becoming more advanced, the growth of Smash boards, the web's home of Smash, and Masahiro Sakurai bringing us the Smash Bros. Dojo in English, information about Smash Bros. Was easy to find and communicate. So, as we did in part 1, let's go over the considered fighters first, and then the scrapped ones. But as a forewarning, I need to remind you that while all this information was found, myself and Source Gaming only pieced together evidence and came to logical conclusions. While some information is verified, some isn't. We are Super Smash Facts, so that's why we take great care in keeping everybody on the same page about what we're saying. Anyways, Brawl had many characters that were directly thought about for the game, but after consideration, were decided that they weren't suited for fighting. Characters like Nintendog and Villager were amongst the few who were considered unfitting because of the origins of their games and design. Alongside Villager, Pac-Man and Mii Fighters were also in this position, but as you know, eventually they were all reconsidered and included in Smash 4. These characters are pretty commonly known to be considered, but what about Blastoise? Blastoise was considered to be a part of the Pokemon trainer's arsenal. However, it was decided that Squirtle, Ivysaur, and Charizard would represent all three evolutions of Pokemon. While we're on the topic of Pokemon Trainer, I should mention that he has unused jumping, falling, and landing animations. What this suggests is that he may have followed the Pokemon a little bit more in Subspace Emissary. And for our last considered character, it's everyone's favorite Purple Dinosaur. Ridley was considered to be in Brawl, but was decided against for multiple reasons. For one, he's too big. But also, Sakurai thought he would move around too slowly, and be far too hard to adapt to a game like Smash. He was also planned to be an assist trophy, but eventually he gained the role as a boss in Subspace Emissary. Better than nothing, right, big guy? But that's it for our loosey-goosey characters. Now we can get into the real meat of why Brawl's development was so interesting. The roster was decided and locked in July 7th, 2005. Oh my god, it's been 10 years. While this is true, there are a few strays who got in last minute, such as Sonic, Wolf, Jigglypuff, and Toon Link. Yep, these guys were added quite late into development. This is the reason they are locked through secret doors in Subspace Emissary, and not in the main story. Further, there are other characters that narrowly missed the mark, and became what we call the Forbidden Seven. The Forbidden Seven are a group of fighters that had explicit fighter data found inside of Brawl's files. They hint towards them being, at one point, planned for playable positions. These characters would be Melee veterans, Mewtwo, Roy, and Dr. Mario, as well as Pichu or a Plus-Alert mining character, Dixie Kong, Toon Zelda, and Toon Sheik. Now, the only character even remotely mentioned out of the 7 was Dixie Kong. The rest were found through the dedicated and maniacal hackers of Brawl. To explain how these characters were discovered, I will turn to Super Smash Bros. Brawl's game files, and revelations made by the Brawl community. Just as a forewarning, this next bit will be confusing and quite a bit to take in, so I'll try and use a visual to help you picture it. Here we have data representing individual character slots. The order and number of these are extremely important in making conclusions about cut characters and the timing of when characters were added. 0xx00 to 0x07 were all Smash 64 starters, while 0x08 to 0x0A were all secret characters of that game, except for Jigglypuff. This is due to her almost being cut out of Brawl. This puts us at 10 characters. Then, files 0x0B to 0x10 are the starters from Melee, being Bowser, Peach, Zelda, Sheik, Popo, and Nana. 0x11 and 0x12 are secret, non-clone characters, being Marth and Mr. Game & Watch. Then, 0x13 and 0x14 are the secret clone characters from Melee that made it into Brawl, Ganondorf and Falco. the rest of the order from here aren't in such concrete patterns, such as 0x15 to 18 all being E3 revealed characters. 0x19 to 0x20 are the remaining starting roster characters: Olimar, Lucas, Diddy, Pokemon Trainer, which counts for 4, and DDD. But what about Ike, you ask? Well, 0x21 and 0x22 were two characters like Ike, placeholders. Like Greninja in Smash 4, the team knew they were going to have a new movie Pokemon or Fire Emblem Lord, just not sure which one. These later became Ike and Lucario. Then, last but not least, we have 0x23. Rob. Not including Snake, who's at 0x2E because he is a third party, Rob was the last character on this list that was intended to be in Brawl. This would leave the roster at 31 characters. But as you can see here, there are many spots left unaccounted for. This is where Sonic, Wolf, Toon Link, Jigglypuff, and the Forbidden 7 come in. After Rob, the order goes Pramai, being possibly Pichu or a Plusler mining character, Jigglypuff, Mewtwo, Roy, Dr. Mario, Toon Link, Toon Zelda, Toon Sheik, Wolf, Dixie, Snake, and Sonic. As we all know, many of these characters did not make it into the game, while some did. But why were they ordered in this way? Why were some included, and what does it mean? For the ones we didn't get, they were ultimately scrapped for unknown reasons. Mewtwo and Roy probably had the most development worked on them before they were scrapped, as they have sound files related to them being on the roster. Unfortunately, they're unhearable, but they're still pretty telling. Characters like Plusle and Minun, Dr. Mario, Toon Zelda, and Toon Sheik were some of the least developed characters. They may have had some development put into them, but it's speculated that they were discontinued early on in favor of other characters. Then, that only leaves Dixie. Unlike the other characters, Dixie was going to be part of the roster very early on. She was going to be a tag team partner alongside Diddy Kong. As you can guess, she was cut early on because there were problems making this tag team function properly, so her spot on this list doesn't mean too much. We already know Snake is placed this far on the list because he's a third-party character, so that only leaves Sonic. However, the blue blur is where things start to get needly. Let's talk about the characters that did make it in, and what their spots on this list mean. Originally, Mr. Game & Watch was considered to be the last unlocked character in Brawl. How do we know this? Well, he's unlocked after you complete 30 target tests. This not only shows that there were almost 31 characters in Brawl, but signifies that he was probably going to be the last character. So, what happened? Well, we got Sonic. Sonic sits at 0x2F, and was the first character added after the initial roster was decided. Now, Sonic was planned from the start of development due to demand for him in Melee, but Sega rejected his use in the game. Later in development, when the hype was rising and fans were demanding that he was in the game, a deal was struck, and bada boom, he was added. Only one problem: they had to delay the game a couple of months to include him. This is why his Subspace Emissary cutscene is so late into the story, and why he's unlocked after Mr. Game & Watch. Game & Watch needs 250 versus matches played, and Sonic needs 300. Some clues as to how late Sonic was added can be attributed to the moves you see him do. As mentioned in my latest Know Your Moves, they needed Sonic in the game fast, so either all his moves are borrowed or altered from other characters, or he's in a ball, because it was easy to animate. You want to count how many there are? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8! 8! But Sonic wasn't the only character added after the initial roster plan. We also got Toon Link, Jigglypuff, and Wolf in the game by a very small margin. Because Jigglypuff and Toon Link are higher on this list, it's speculated that they had more work done on them. However, Wolf is further down the list because it's speculated that he almost didn't make it into the game. If we go back to how many versus matches you need to unlock a character, it further cements this in. Sonic at 300, Jigglypuff at 350, Toon Link at 400, and Wolf at 450. Wolf was originally going to be just a Fox clone, but later he borrowed some animations and moves from other fighters so he could stand out. It's also speculated that this is why he looks less polished than the rest of the cast, and why some of his moves are more jerky. I can't say I noticed this because, well, he's a wolf, so feral movement was justified. Another lucky design break maybe? Who knows? And with the big bad wolf cleared up, this would be the roster we got for Brawl. Though we didn't get the Forbidden 7 characters, it's due to the Smash team's dedication and adaptability that we got so many at all. As I said, this game's history and its roster is one of my favorites. It does me a great pleasure knowing that I'm helping all of you learn about a game I care about so much. Even though Meta Knight's in there. But anyways, what do you guys think about Brawl's roster and the Forbidden 7? Though we didn't get them in Brawl, it's really nice to see that some of them are making it through DLC in Smash 4. And again, I couldn't have done this video without the findings of the Smash community and the work of Source Gaming. If you haven't already, I invite you to check out Source Gaming if you love Smash Brothers and want your own fill of Smash trivia. The post that inspired this video will be updated as new information and sources become available, so check it out. But from me to you, thanks for watching, y'all. If you liked this video, go on and give me a like. You know, likes help, they're just helpful. But if you enjoy this series, go on and show me by liking it, because the Super Smash Fact series is getting a lot of positive feedback. I'm actually very surprised because Know Your Moves was pretty popular, but now this is, and they're both like, it makes me really happy. And the thing is, I can intertwine topics of both of them. Like, I don't just do those shameless plugs for shameless plugs. They actually intertwine. Like, I'm making one video and I think of the other. It's really awesome. Anyways, other than that, I'm gonna be taking a break, like, for 2 weeks about, from making videos, or at least doing anything too, like, heavy, because the school's getting really heavy, and just all of this at once, it's just too much for me, so I'm just gonna take a break. I haven't really taken a break from doing YouTube since the first Know Your Moves. It's just been since January. I've been doing school, work, and all of it at the same time, so I think now it's fair enough I'm gonna take a break from doing this. I'm not gonna feel bad about it, so that means the next video is gonna take a bit of time to come out. So I'm just giving y'all a heads up so you don't freaking fist everyone's assholes asking where the fuck the next Know Your Moves is. It's like, yo, it's coming. Time heals all and heals hurt the walk-in. Drake song. 69 is the square root of 8 something, right? Because I was trying to figure out, take it easy, y'all. It's been a lax. I'll see you soon. I'll still do Smash and Relax if you like that series, so I won't be gone or nothing. But, yeah. Take it easy, y'all. I'll see you on the flip side. Oh, shit.